Is OMG done? Hey cuties, PeachY here, welcome back to a new video, and in this video we have a huge development on the recent lawsuit against LOL Surprise OMG Dolls by MGA, and the result is not favorable. This could even lead to the eventual demise of OMG Dolls as we know it, unfortunately, and yeah, but what that means for right now with current releases, stay tuned, subscribe, and let's get into it. I have made a previous video explaining the initial details better, but basically the girl group called OMG Girls that was founded way back when apparently sued MGA's LOL Surprise OMG Dolls because they thought it is infringing upon their look, their image as a girl group, their designs, the hair, the fashions. It's basically like they were saying, hey, your dolls copied my designs, my style, and we're gonna sue you for a ton of money. And unfortunately, they won. So yes, apparently MJ has to now pay about $71 million to this girl group for, again, damages, etc. It's all very, lawsuit talk. It's very specific and complex, but basically, yeah, it's not good. This is not good. This does not bode well for the OMG Dolls as we know them. Now, this is even worse for some specific releases of OMG Dolls that they use as an example for stealing the image of the girl group here in certain instances. So it seems that in the future they will no longer be producing, MJ will no longer be making dolls of these specific characters because of this lawsuit. So these characters are actually a lot that they entail a lot of characters that apparently they found the jury found that they were stealing, like these designs of the dolls were stealing, they were infringing upon this girl group's image, and so yes, because of that, again, they're just not gonna make new dolls of these characters in the future for OMG Dolls. But what this means for right now, like, can you buy them still right now? I think you can. I checked Amazon and they I think some of these remix dolls, like, they should still be available, but for sure, if you own any of these dolls that are up on screen, with these that have been affected unfortunately from this lawsuit, maybe don't get rid of them because they might be worth something one day, and also just because they are cool novelty items to have. I mean, I know for sure for me, even before this whole thing happened, I've been collecting OMG Dolls since the very beginning, and I would not want to part with any of them because they are also uniquely created in design and just so specifically curated with their image and aesthetics. So for me, I know, I'm not gonna get rid of them, but it just, I guess in the future, inevitably they will, these dolls will become more sought after because of the shortage, and they're just not going to make any new dolls of these characters. So this is going to be something we're going to have to see how that pans out. Now, thankfully, MJ does seem to be appealing against this decision in the future, so I guess we'll have to see how that also kind of plays out, and hopefully, because obviously this is not the first time that they have had this lawsuit with the girl group. I think this is actually the second time, or I think it's been multiple times now that they've gone to court with this girl group, and they really sued MJ because of these designs, and they really thought that they were really copying the girl group, but the previous times they've always, MJ has won, and now this time the girl group won, and so I guess MJ is appealing, and so we're gonna have to see again how this plays out, but that's a good thing. I mean, again, it depends on what you think of this lawsuit. Do you agree that these designs are infringing upon the girl group's image and makeup, hair, fashion choices, or do you think this is just maybe not right? Maybe it's not deliberately a copy, maybe it's just parody, maybe it's just inspiration. I mean, because those things do have to, they are in the realm of design and creativity. It's as long as you're not actually copying a celebrity or whatever, it should be fine, right? It's parody, right? So I don't know. What do you think? Do you think this girl group deserves to have won? And also with their history and stuff, I don't really know much about them aside for what I've seen making these videos about them, but if you do, yes, what do you think? Is it deserved, or do you think yes, not really deserved, maybe it's not really right? But I think on both sides, MJ, a lot of people don't like MJ. A lot of people, they've done stuff in the past. MJ has sued like celebrities in the past and stuff. And so and obviously they have like feud with Mattel. So I think for in both sides, with like the girl group and then MJ, there's pros and cons. You can see both sides a little bit. But for me, just as a doll collector, it sucks because, again, I've been avidly, collecting this doll line since the very inception of it, creation of it. And let's not forget that OMG Dolls, back when they released in 2019, has it been that long already? They revolutionized the fashion doll aisle, the fashion doll industry. Like, they brought back life into it as we know it. And without them, we would not have Monster High G3, maybe nowadays. We would not have the revival of Bratz. We would not have Rainbow High, probably, So I think we have to remember that OMG Dolls, they walked so all these other lines could run. And, as we know them now. Even Barbie, I'm pretty sure, and Mattel saw OMG Dolls and, they created Barbie Extra. It's all a reaction, everything has a reaction, action, reaction, So I think we have to remember that OMG Dolls, they might not be popular anymore right now because, again, with this lawsuit and just, other factors, MJ has not been releasing many OMG Dolls lately. It has been very bare, even with tweens, but we'll get into future releases in a second. But even so, just because they haven't been as prominent right now, we have to remember that they have had a lasting impact, a huge impact on the fashion doll industry. And it's all thanks to them. So I think it sucks because I feel like OMG Dolls really get forgotten so easily, and just because like they have huge eyes and like the proportions are weird or whatever, like yeah, sure, but like it's like I feel like they don't get their roses, like they don't get the appreciation that they deserve anymore, it really sucks. But it's not all over yet for OMG Dolls as we know it. Whatever ends up happening with this lawsuit, OMG Dolls are not going anywhere, even if they don't have as many releases anymore. We're still getting some OMG Dolls, at least for this year in 2025. As we can see here, we're getting a new budget doll line, including, Roller Chick was supposed to be part of it, but then she got replaced by Candylicious because of the lawsuit. But then we also have other characters in this budget lineup. They're coming very soon. Budget dolls are not as exciting, but still, these are new OMG Dolls regardless. And then we're also getting, no, this is more exciting. We're getting the amazing, humongous collaboration between OMG Dolls and Powerpuff Girls. Yes, we're getting 3 dolls of Blossom, Buttercup, and Bubbles. So those are coming this year. They're going to be Playline, $24.99, and I am so excited for this collaboration. We're not just getting OMG Dolls out of it as well, we're getting LOL Tots. So we're gonna get a whole collection of different toys with this collaboration for Powerpuff Girls, which is gonna be amazing. I mean, the slate, like the blank canvas of the OMG doll as we know it, just fits perfectly for a Powerpuff Girls collaboration. I mean, they just look identical. So the round eyes, the round proportions, it's gonna look amazing. I am very hyped for this. I can't wait to see the actual dolls, and I think hopefully with this collaboration doing well, maybe they will release even more dolls again for OMG Dolls, in the future, you know what I mean? Because it has been a bit dry lately, with OMG Dolls. I think we've been getting more tweens dolls recently, not really OMG Dolls, but even with tweens, speaking of tweens, there have been a couple of canceled items for both tweens and OMG Dolls recently, but we are getting new tweens as well this year with the core series of new budget dolls, including Freshest and some of the other inclusions from different tweens series here. They're just, budget dolls, so they're gonna have much simpler clothing, unfortunately, but even so, I do think what's her name, the one with the butterfly kind of theme and the pink top here, this one, she looks really adorable, but we do also we're gonna get other tweens dolls as well this year. It's gonna be called Crack the Code. It's gonna be a whole new theme. Those are gonna be new tweens, so that's gonna be very exciting, and again, coming very soon this year. Otherwise, that is about it. Unfortunately, we don't really have too much else to look at here for upcoming OMG Dolls or tweens dolls. It is bare, it is very dry, even so. So I do hope that with the releases that we do get, they do well enough, and then hopefully MJ will be able to recuperate some of that loss, you know, and hopefully when they appeal, they win. You know, weird, because like MJ has done stuff I don't like in the past, so obviously, you know, it's like, do I want them to win? I want OMG Dolls to do well, you know. I want OMG Dolls to stay and be here and be successful, and if that means that MJ has to win this appeal, then okay, fine. So, you know, whatever it takes. I don't want OMG Dolls or Tweens to go anywhere anytime soon, because I feel like they always bring such a good quality to these designs, and like, you really don't see clothing like OMG Dolls on any other doll line. Like, it's just not the same. Like, even Rainbow High, they used to be competitors, but Rainbow High now has been slipping. They just are not the same. Barbie, you know, Mattel, whatever, Bratz, you know, it's just not the same. So OMG Dolls, Tweens, like, they really provide something that I think without them has been lacking. Like, I have felt a void, and it has not been able to be replaced, unfortunately. So I hope they stick around. I hope they come back strong with these releases this year. The collaboration with Powerpuff Girls, I definitely think that will do amazingly well. So let's see, and I guess we just have to hope for the best, because I, for one, know that in my heart, OMG Dolls, really, they are what started for me my love for fashion dolls again. Like, I obviously collected Barbie and Monster High when I was like much younger, and I had already dabbled right in that aspect of like doll collecting with those two lines. But OMG Dolls, like from MJ, like that was really my introduction to MJ. You know, before Rainbow High, we had OMG Dolls, and I think back then, 2019, like, wow, that was a while ago. You know, it really made me see like, wow, dolls can be amazing. Dolls can be more than just, you know, simple clothing or, you know, budget dolls, because before OMG Dolls, there was definitely like a void of like, oh, exciting doll releases, for sure, right? We always had Monster High, we always had Barbie, but and Bratz as well before. But, you know, it was not the same before OMG Dolls came around. And then when they did, I definitely feel like, you know, it definitely just revived the fashion doll industry. It ignited a spark that had been, you know, subdued for a while. It had been, you know, flickering a little bit, but it wasn't strong. This spark really grew because of OMG Dolls and their creativity and the packaging design. I mean, Jesus, like, honestly ingenious. Like, I have not seen anything close to amazing like we got back then with OMG Dolls, and I'm just hoping, yeah, that they stick around, because it's like they're my first, you know, my first love, my true love, because when I was younger with Barbie and Monster High, I was not really aware, you know, but now being older, it's like you can just appreciate stuff more, and that's why I think it really also stuck with me, like OMG Dolls being so, like, just they're not replaceable, they're not, you know, interchangeable. Like OMG Dolls, Tweens, like they really are just too good, and it sucks to see this happening, because they don't deserve this. It should have been like, you know, parody or whatever. Like, I don't understand why people like really thought like, oh yes, these designers like copied the girl group image, and it's like, I don't think so. I think they were just taking inspiration from different designs that were popular at the time in general, you know, and infusing them into these dolls, which I think also makes them so amazing in the first place. But yeah. But what do you think of OMG Dolls and this girl group? Do you think this decision was fair or not? Let me know down below. I hope you all enjoyed it. Leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and please consider becoming a channel member today. That join link is down below in the description. If you're able to, of course, only, no pressure. And of course, so you don't miss out when I post more content like this coming your way and keeping you up to date with all the doll tea you love. Stay safe, be kind. I hope this next time, stay peachy. Kisses.